ADOS community, I'm going to play a clip from the interview with that bid wench, Joy Reid, that cockeyed bid wench. You know what I mean? All she's done on her bullshit show was talk about ADOS. Talk about we're Russian bots, that we're fake, that it's white Russians that are pretending to be black people to influence black people to not vote for the Democrats. That's some fucking bullshit. And we know that Joy Reid is an ADOS, that she's a black immigrant. And, you know, she's a butter biscuit eating bed wench, bootlick, that wants her crumbs from the master's table. So that's why she's using her show as a platform to distort and lie on ADOS. Now, the interview that I'm playing is with this dyke-looking bitch called Shireen Mitchell. And in the interview, you're going to hear her just flat out lie and say that anybody that's affiliated with ADOS or FBA, Foundational Black Americans, are white Russians, are fake accounts. Am I fake? Because I have a Twitter account and I post ADOS all day, every day. I also have a YouTube channel. I'm a legitimate person. And some of these other Twitter pages, like Tariq Nasheed and Tone and Yvette, they had an ADOS conference. They're legitimate people. Are they fake too? I want you to hear the bullshit that comes out of this bed witch's mouth. Because the Democrats, ADOS, don't want to do anything for you. They expect you to vote for them and not demand anything tangible or an exchange for your vote. It's similar to just going to the store, all right, and giving the store your money and not getting a product in exchange for your money. That's what politics is. That's the exact same way. Politics is a transactional, reciprocal relationship between a voter and the candidate. You don't just give people your vote, which is political currency, just like the money in your pocket. You don't just give someone your vote without demanding something in exchange for your vote. I like what Yvette Carnell says. Politics is an exchange, not a gift. So the days of us voting the Democrats into office for nothing is over. From now on, anybody, not just the Democrats, anybody that wants the black vote, you got to come up with a black agenda. You got to come up with reparations. Because if you don't come up with a black agenda or reparations, you're not getting our goddamn vote. Plain and goddamn simple. So I'm going to play audio of this interview and I'm going to come back with more commentary. Bear with me while I cue this up.
So the New York Times has an article that talks about, this is a past article, Russian 2016 influence operation targeted African Americans on social media. That was from last December of last year. Your report talks about the same thing, the specific targeting of African Americans. And so talk a little bit about what you found and what this report brings forward.
The key parts of what our report is talking about, that we're looking at a new age that's called digital voter suppression. This is the way in which we're now looking at not only who we are in terms of being targeted as voters, but how that's being used throughout the election cycle. So Kamala would be a great example of someone who started as early as January, when we started looking at her campaign and looking at her targeted attacks online, to now her being out of the race.
Pushing out negative information about a candidate that's been selected, to be targeted, to turn black voters against them. But it's who they're using as the voice, quote unquote, the digital voice, are supposedly also black people who are spreading that message. And here's what you write about about fake accounts that are not necessarily really black people, but who seem to be black people who are saying, hey, Kamala's a cop, or this person is bad for black people. Quote, fake accounts pretending to be black women matter, not only in the disinformation campaigns, but in every election. There has been a constant number, you write, of fake accounts posing as black women since 2013. These fake accounts, which pretend to be black women, seem to be real people with real concerns. They connect with the American black community online, attempting to learn black vernacular and key issue areas. What will be the point of creating fake accounts who appear to be black women specifically?
Because if we know, as we've seen, that the ones who are the most valuable to the Democratic Party is Black women. We've seen this. We've even seen it just recently with Elizabeth Warren's campaign. There was an issue where she was basically having Ayanna Pressley speak on her behalf, but it was also about her giving Ayanna Pressley leadership in that moment. And even after her campaign, even after that moment, there was a viral campaign against her, basically saying, well, why should we support her if she's only going to support Black women? It was a very interesting change in the dynamic of how it all of a sudden became, well, let's not support Black women. Why should we do that? And that's the key to this. The reason that we're supporting Black women, or the reason that these accounts are pretending to be Black women, is because we already know that the data point says that over 90% of Black women will vote for Democrats. And so now we have a whole campaign getting several campaigns, by the way. We have identified at least 5 existing campaigns that are focused on getting Black people to do only one thing, not vote for the Democrats.
And can you name one of those 5 campaigns? I mean, we put up from the report that you're saying that there's a conversation about reparations that has to do with it. There's a criminal justice conversation. Yes. There's an immigration. Go on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Reparations, immigration, reparations, immigration, and anything that has to do with the criminal justice system. So the reason that the targeting of Kamala around being a cop is important is because anything that hinges on criminal justice becomes a divisive issue and is being used as a weapon right now. Are there real issues? Absolutely. I want to make sure that people don't dismiss the fact that there's some real issues that we're talking about. I think you had Cory Booker on here talking about police brutality. These are key, important issues to our community. We know that this is the case because in the previous election in 2016, Black Lives Matter was targeted because of their campaign that was focused on police brutality.
Right.
It's still existing. It's still happening right now. It's just that we're not seeing a way to handle this and do a counter narrative.
Very quickly, we're out of time, but how can people tell the difference between the real, genuine thing of Black Lives Matter and the ones that are just designed to make you not vote? How do you even tell?
So you can tell right away by the language that they use most of the time. But if you see anyone who says basically tangibles or you're not getting our vote without us getting something back, you should start to pause and take a better look at what they're saying. Better look at those accounts and seeing what they're saying. And also, don't forget, same things, same rules.
ADOS, I can't hear any more of that bullshit. Like I said, I'm going to post the link to the full interview exchange in the description box so that you can review it for yourself. And Joy Reid ugly as shit, man. I don't give a fuck. That bitch ugly as shit. I don't care how much makeup you put on her. That bitch is a fucking eyesore. But the Democrats are desperate. They're desperate because they know they've taken advantage of the Black vote for decades. We've given them our vote in excess of 90%. That's how Obama got elected. That's how Clinton got elected. And so many others. That's how these Democrats are getting elected. They're getting elected off of the Black vote. And they know that we're starting to wake up because you're looking out for Hispanics. You're looking out for gays. You're looking out for all these other groups. But the most loyal, key demographic in your party, you ignore our issues. And we're fucking sick of it. They're desperate because they're sending dumbasses like these two Negro mammies. They're putting them out there to spread these lies and this garbage on the ADOS movement, which is a legitimate movement. So basically what the fuck she's saying is that any Black person that's affiliated with these fucking groups, ADOS or FBA, are fake. Am I fake? I mean, I asked the question again. Am I fucking fake? Because I have a Twitter page and I post ADOS shit all day long and I have a fucking YouTube channel. I am not a fucking Russian bot. We had an ADOS conference with Tone and Yvette. They are real people. Real people were there. But this is the bullshit that the Democrats want you to hear. They don't want to do anything for you. They think you're fucking stupid. That's what they're saying. They're saying that you're fucking stupid, that Black people are not smart enough to organize and come together and mobilize and demand tangibles. They're saying that fucking white Russians, white people, are impersonating Black people in order to cause us not to vote for the Democrats. No, it's us. This is a legitimate movement. Black people, the black community, the ADOS community is coming together. We're demanding reparations and we're demanding a black agenda. And then they say, oh, Kamala Harris was targeted by Russian bots. No, Kamala Harris was a fucking fraud. And we saw right through her talking about she likes Cardi B and all that other bullshit. And then when she was asked if she was going to do something for black people, she said, I ain't going to do nothing for black people. No. Remember that? No, that was us. ADOS, we canceled her ass. Her ass is on the sidelines. Cory Booker's next and everybody else is next. So the Democrats want your vote. ADOS, they don't want to do anything for us. They want you to have blind allegiance to them while they continue to manipulate you, while they continue to put black faces in front of you to make you think that they're inclusive when they're a really fucking racist organization. And they use bed witches like Joy Reid and this dyke-looking bitch, Shireen Mitchell, to come out here and manipulate you because the Democrats just view you as fucking slaves, as fucking chattel. Slaves do something for nothing. Slaves do something for someone else without expecting something. But those days are over. We are awoke. And the black community is not listening to the mainstream media. They're listening to the new black media. They're listening to people like me. They're listening to Phil Scott and Vicky Dillard and various others, Tone and Yvette. They're listening to us. And we're waking up our people. Because the Democrats do not have your best interest, ADOS. They lied to us. Look at Obama. When Obama got in office, Obama is the prime example of what the Democrats think of you. Look at the legislation that was passed through Obama. He did shit for gays. He did shit for illegals. He did shit for white women. Every other group but ADOS. The people that put him there. But those days are over. And black people can vote for whoever the hell they want to vote for. She talk about black women are the most loyal. No, black people, black women, black anybody can vote for anybody they want to. They can vote independent. They can vote for whoever they want to. We're not going to save your party any longer unless you come up with fucking tangibles. And that's plain and goddamn simple. The black vote is up for sale. It will be sold to the highest bidder. I don't care if you're a Democrat, a Republican, or independent. Whoever comes up with a black agenda, whoever comes up with reparations and a plan to make that realistic is going to get the black vote. Democrats do not depend on the black vote because you're going to lose to President Trump. Because even though I am not a Trump supporter, I agree with a lot of shit that he says. He's going to get the illegals out. He's going to do what we want him to do. So you better wake up and wise up and come up with a fucking black agenda, come up with a fucking reparations plan. If not, you're going to lose time and time again. And that's plain and goddamn simple. So I encourage everybody with a Twitter account to tweet Joy Reid and call her ass out on being a fucking bed wench for white supremacy, and also that other Negro mammy, Shireen Mitchell. I think her Twitter is Digital Sister. Hit them up on Twitter, call their asses out, and demand that they retract and apologize to ADOS. Because you know what, Democrats? You gonna fucking lose the election because of bed witches like these. And we know that white people, these white Democrats, are giving them talking points to spread this bullshit and all these lies on the black community, but it will not work. But that's all I gotta say. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. Like always, I appreciate all the love. And as always, thank you for allowing me to share my views. Have a great evening.